Kia ora, my name is Toni Marie Smith and you are watching the New Plymouth Mayoral Candidate interview series, the purpose of which is to give you, the New Plymouth residents, a better idea of who your candidates are beyond their little written blurbs and their answers on the FAQs. Know Your Candidate NPDC website. If you'd like to see those, I will add a link in the description below so you can check those out. Today I have with me Shaun Clare.
G'day, how are you going?
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you haven't run for council or mayor before, have you?
No, school council's the only one.
Oh yeah?
Yep, got on there too, yep.
And so what was it that made you want to get into it this year?
The biggest one really is the rate increase, really. That was my biggest reason for it. You know, there's 14 out of 15 of those council members all decided to raise that rate up to that 6+%. I've got, I see clients, all the time, and some of their rates have gone up 9.2%. My own's gone up 7.2%. The chap that went up 9.2%, his rates went up $900, and he's nearly pension age. And if that carries on at that same 9.2% over 8 years, his rates would have gone up 102%. And his will be 20 grand for his rates. So it's about 360 odd bucks.
Yeah.
A week on a pension. So.
And I can see how with the cost of things being tougher, particularly on pensioners, and they've spent their lives paying taxes and
100%.
rates and things like that, one of your points about capping the rates for pensioners is good. We'll just get into the questions, eh? So if you've seen any of the other videos, you will know that I'm asking all the councillors, candidates, the same 5 questions to make it fair in comparing responses. Cool. So, arguably, every person who puts themselves forward for mayor is going to say that they're the best person for the job.
100%.
But if that were true, if every person was the best person for the job at that time, then it wouldn't matter who we voted for. And we all have different skills and qualities that make us valuable to the community, but often the value of those skills depends upon what's needed at the time.
Yes.
So what do you think puts yourself above or ahead of or advantage to other candidates in light of what the NPDC and community are facing at the moment?
I think my biggest one would be the ability to think of others, whether it be pensioners like we mentioned, whether it's business owners, that their rates just went up 15% in the last year. That's out of COVID lockdown, and then next year they got slammed with a 15% increase. So those people, obviously the council themselves, I don't think are thinking of everybody. They're thinking of a lot of wants, and I think it's very easy to add up all the costs of the wants and just dish them out to everybody. So I guess my way of doing it wouldn't be that, it would be voluntary. So let people choose what they want to put their money towards. So you've got your core infrastructure, which the council has to do regardless, so that's a given. But just all the wants that only certain demographics want, I would like that to be voluntary. That way the pensioners don't get their rates risen up too high. Business owners don't get slammed with more costs. And just people that might be sick or lost their job for whatever reason, those people aren't going to get affected because they obviously won't contribute because they can't.
You think it needs to be a bit more nuanced?
I think, more user pay sort of angle. But the good thing also is what I want to do is start a fundraising committee. So part of that fundraising committee, like we used to do when I was a kid, if our town couldn't afford something, the community get together and do it, versus just forcing everyone. So yeah, I want to go down that track. And it sort of seems to look after everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you. So this is what I call the humility test.
Oh yeah.
If elected, what aspects of the role of mayor do you feel would possibly challenge you most, and what skills or areas of knowledge do you feel that you could further develop to do the job well?
It's the public speaking is my worst one. Yeah, that's the one that is skilled pretty much is the worst I have.
So if we just keep you busy, just stay in the office.
Keep me busy, yeah, exactly, 100%. Just I'd rather be in the engine room doing the work versus out there on the stage. That's not me. I wasn't brought up that way. But yeah, that's obviously part of the role. So you just got to do it, pretty much.
Indeed.
So yeah, that's the bit. Just because I'm not used to it, I've always been the person at the back of the room, never in the front type thing. So that way I just have to change that, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's good to know where your weaknesses lie, so that you can strengthen them. For
exactly
sure.
right.
So I've got red flag anybody who says they don't have anything to work on.
Yeah, no, there's stuff to work on for sure.
Cool. So, regardless of your stance on the Three Waters reform, so if you are interested in the response to stance, you can go to the Know Your Candidates webpage. I'm more interested in that sort of community perception and connection. So, in your view, what do you see as the key reasons that the Three Waters reform has received such opposition? And I'll double barrel the question. If the reform is going to go ahead despite opposition, which kind of feels like it might, how would you potentially alleviate community concerns?
I think the biggest issue is in the wording of those documents. Obviously the Three Waters, there's obviously an issue with the water system, so previous councils for years have sort of neglected it, to be fair, hence the Three Waters. But I think the biggest kickback is the 50% Māori decision on it. I think going around the community and talking to people, I think that is the nail in the coffin for them, having sort of the co-governance side of things. People are not into that. And personally, I'm not either. I'm more right person for the job type person. I'm part Māori myself, and we were always taught, treat everyone the same, pretty much. And yeah, there was no, when I grew up, there was no colour didn't come into it. Like race didn't come into anything really growing up. It's just this last decade or so, it's got more and more. And I think having someone to have that 50% vote on something just because of the colour of your skin, I don't think that's a reason to, it's looking after water. It's someone's job. They have to study that role to know how to look after that water. It's not something you're born with. It's something you learn and know. So to me, I think the biggest kickback is that wording inside that document.
Okay, and with the issue of the people being concerned about co-governance, do you think that's a difference in, as you have sort of alluded to, potentially not necessarily having the expertise for the job?
Yeah, 100%. So,
or a difference in interests?
Yeah, it's interest versus know how to take care of water is different things. By having a 50% say so on something, does it actually achieve fixing the water? Like, does it fix it? The people that are fixing the water should be increased. The amount of people that are fixing, doing the work, doing the actual manual labour, they need more of those people, because that's the issue we have, is not enough work being done. And so having a lot of bureaucracy at the top doesn't fix anything, never has.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okie dokie, so our second to last question. The issue of misinformation, disinformation in the community, its potential impact on the community, it's become quite a highly debated topic because
social media. Yep,
our lives are online more, media saturated. In regard to democratic process and societal progress, what are your views on freedom of speech and conversely some people's desire?
I'm all for freedom of speech. I got no issue with people talking about whatever they want to talk about. Whether nobody's really right. Everyone's got their own opinion on what's right. Nobody's right. We've all got their own opinion.
Do you think maybe some people are just less wrong? One way to look at it?
Yeah, it could be a bit of that. But everyone's got their own idea of what they think is right, and it doesn't necessarily mean it is right. So if you get, I guess, offended by some things, I think that's more on you as a person.
All right, and to wrap up, because we've been very serious, we'll make it fun. So, do you have a campaign catchphrase that includes your name?
I forgot to read that last one, actually. Well, Clare for Mayor makes sense for a start, but a catchphrase is as such, honestly, I'm just trying to be someone for everybody. My background being business orientated versus being poor once upon a time. I think having that background is more important than being able to talk.
Okay. How's this? Because I've come up with suggestions for people. Who should you vote for mayor? It's Clare.
I like it. Do it. Yeah,
Shaun Clare for mayor. I like Clare for mayor is good, isn't it?
I do.
Cool. Which one of those do you like best? Clare for mayor? Who should vote for mayor? It's Clare.
That's good. I like that. Actually, I like that better. Damn.
All right. I'm going to ask you, even though you don't like public speaking, or can you say that to the camera?
Can we repeat that again, just so I'm clear?
Yeah. Sure. On what it is. Who should you vote for mayor? It's Clare.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Hang on.
You check that at the camera. Yeah, you're good.
Who should you vote for mayor? It's Clare. Is that better?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's awesome. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming along today,
No, thank
Shaun.
you.
I appreciate it.
Like what you said earlier, having that small paragraph, it's not enough, and people just go, "Oh, I know that person." You need to know more, and what you're doing is cool.
Thank you. Well, all the best for your campaign.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and remember to vote. Otherwise, what's the point of watching this? All the best. Ka kite.
Awesome.
Oh,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was great. No, really, really good.
Yeah. So no, it's we need some change. Hey, it's just.
Well, I think